What's up, YouTube? I've got like frequencies. I've got the sacral chakra frequency music playing in the background. I'm wondering if it's not too loud. So, whoever jumps on first, you can let me know. That'd be awesome. I'll just wait for you guys to jump on. I don't know if YouTube are pushing out notifications. Um, I just go with the flow these days. That's all I can do. It's out of my control. That's important. We just go with the flow? So I'm actually in my bed and I just felt called to push this message out because it's a very powerful time right now, my friends. A very powerful time for healing. Okay, the current energies at the moment, we're in the eclipse season, we're under the influence of the full moon, and we're in that gateway leading up to the solstice, which is on the 21st of September. So there's so much shifting and changing, a lot of intense energies. Okay, so we're going to use these energies right now to really tap in to do some healing work. Okay. um yeah, let me know who's here, guys. I'd love to hear from you guys, and please drop me comments. I love reading your guys' comments. Like I said, yeah, I'm in bed and I just felt called to just do this message. I've just been chilling out this afternoon, taking it easy. Hi, Bryant, brother. I'm so glad you're here. Good to see you too. I hope you're doing well after everything that you've been going through. Sending you so much love, and yeah, I know Mum's in a better place now, and she's fled the matrix, and she's doing great things in spirit, and she's guiding you, brother, just like Luke. So they're just cruising. Um, so yeah, sending you big love. You've been on my mind lots. Can you hear this? Let me know if you can hear this music in the background. I've got the frequencies here. Let me know if you can hear that, bro. I don't know if it's too loud or if it's too silent. Just thought I'd try something different. I'll just wait for a few more people to jump on the chat before I start my message. I actually have like these frequencies. Oh, thanks. I actually have these frequencies playing on the laptop here on YouTube, but I didn't think it would work because I'm on YouTube here on the phone. So I'm just experimenting. Oh, you can hear. That's awesome then. Okay. Hopefully it's not too loud. It's good. That's awesome. So right now we're going through like this gateway of, because we got the summer solstice, the equinox coming up, the solstice coming up on the 21st of September. Okay, so depending where you're at, okay, but it's like whether it's the winter solstice or the spring solstice. Here in Australia, it's the spring solstice. Solstices and equinoxes are just pretty much gateways of a whole lot of energy that's coming through portals. Okay, just a whole lot of energy coming through, and we're going through the eclipse season right now, and we're under the influence of the full moon. So a lot of powerful energies right now, and it's really important that we can tap into those energies right now to assist us with our healing. And the current theme at the moment is the divine masculine wounds. Okay, so we got to be real with ourselves here to be able to transmute that old energy within us, so we can shift. Because you're serious. I know, Brian, brother, I know you're serious on your healing journey. Okay, we're serious. We're letting go of all the density. We're letting go of all the stuff that no longer serves us. Okay, we got to be real with ourselves and be honest and ask ourselves those honest questions. Okay, journaling, write it down. Okay, write it all down and take note. Okay, so we're going all the way back to childhood now. Okay, where we went through those wounds, because we have our divine feminine side, which is our left side of our body. That's the feminine side. And then we have the right side of our body. That's divine masculine side. Okay, everything is balanced. It's the same as the earth. Okay, it's a split between divine masculine and feminine energy. And for us to ascend, okay, to hold higher states of consciousness, we need to be balanced. And how we do that is we do the inner work, we do the shadow work, as you guys know. If you're new here, I'm Susie. I help people ascend. If you resonate, feel free to subscribe and jump on board. Um, so when we go back to childhood, right now is an important time. We go back to childhood and we have a look at our male role models in our life. Okay, who were our male role models in our life at childhood? Okay, look at the relationship that you had with your father. If your father was absent, maybe you had a stepfather. Okay, maybe there was no father there. Who were the male role models in your life? Maybe they're your uncles. Maybe you had like an older brother or whatever, older male cousins, whatever. We're having a look at this now. This is where we're assessing. We're having a look, okay? And what we're going to do is go in and do the shadow work there, but not in a sense where you're going to throw yourself into overwhelm. Okay, so gentle healing taking place right now. Okay, but it's very powerful healing. So connect to your ancestors in spirit. That's what I can advise. Connect to your ancestors in spirit, because you have grandfathers, okay, and great grandfathers and uncles, okay, and all these masculine energies in your bloodline, your family tree. So when you sit there and drop into meditation, you connect to your family tree, connect, set your intention. It's my intention to connect to the divine masculine energies, okay, my divine masculine ancestors. And it's very, very powerful. I've been doing this a lot lately, and I feel nurtured and comforted, and I can feel them right now. It's such a beautiful feeling. In fact, for me, it's made me cry because I didn't have healthy role models, okay, as a child growing up. My father was absent. I had an abusive stepfather, and then I went through a long period of time where I went through a lot of sexual trauma and things. So later on in my life as well, I went through a lot of stuff with the divine masculine, okay, because the men were so damaged themselves, then they projected their wounds onto us, okay. So we're going back and we're having a look at the relationships, what it was like, okay, and then we're going to just sit with that so that can be healed and restored. Because what will happen is, you may release, okay, you may have that emotional release, which is always a good thing. Like I say, we need to let it go, because these are the things that are that contribute to your poor health, okay, liver issues, okay, pain in the liver, sluggish liver, things like that, because of anger is stored there. Why? Because of the angry at the dad or the stepdad or the ex-husband or your bro or whoever, okay. This the anger there, and that can also present as neck pain, shoulder pain as well, and also pain in the lower body. So if you're noticing right now you're having any of these pains, in case your body talking to you, because our body communicates with us. When our body communicates with us with aches and pains and stuff, that's when we tune in. Especially we tune right in and we have a look, okay, what's going on here. We don't bust our head trying to figure out the answers, because we don't receive the answers through the ego. I've said this before. The answers will come to us through our intuition. Your ancestors will help you at this time, especially your masculine, pardon me, your masculine ancestors are going to help you at this time. They're there waiting for you to ask for assistance. Okay, you just ask and you'll receive. Okay, because all these things that we've held on to, all the heartache, all the resentment, all the anger, okay, all that sort of stuff, okay, and childhood, all the childhood traumas, okay, we went through the abuse, the sexual abuse, the abandonment wounds, all from childhood. These are things that are coming up now, just to be reviewed, just to have a look at, okay? And you'll receive through this process. You're going to release whatever needs to be released. You're clearing, set your intentions. My intention to clear the wounds that I've been holding on to, say from my father or from my uncle or my stepdad or whoever, okay? You're going to end up receiving like a perspective shift there, and you're going to realize, okay, cool, maybe cool, okay, whatever the perspective shift may be. It's like, cool, okay, well then my father wasn't meant to be in my life because of this reason here, whatever, and you're going to gain that. But also have a look as well, because there's certain things, even though we receive the pain and the damage and the trauma from the divine masculine, there's also traits and things that we picked up from. So have a look what that is. For example, maybe you learned how to use the tools or whatever from the your father or the stepfather, the uncle, whoever, who was toxic, but you learn how to use tools. And me personally, okay, I had a very toxic ex-husband, but and he hurt my son and all this and that. But, okay, what I can take from that, this is a perspective coming in, this way the healing takes place. I learned so much about him, from him, about cars. I love cars. My car breaks down under the hood. I can fix a car. I'm good on the tools and all that. I was in a long relationship with him. I learned a lot. In fact, I learned from him more than what I learned from any male. So I've sat there, I've cultivated my heart, I've learned forgiveness. Okay, I've tapped into my heart. I'm ascending, baby. I'm ascending. But yeah, that's a perspective I pull out of that. Well, thank you for that. You'll get to a point where you can thank them and you can forgive them. So this is like, you're really being encouraged right now, okay? Because we can't keep getting around, okay, out of balance, okay? The earth is shifting, okay? We got to keep up with the frequencies of the earth, and we're getting around like that, aches and pains and holding on to all these resentments and all this shit from the past. It's clogging our heart up. It's stopping our kundo flow, our kundalini energy flow. So let's get in now and let's do that. Another thing with the divine masculine energy as well is the If you look at the government systems, okay, it's what happened with, men. And I say men, I say man and woman. But what happened over the years is the dominance of the ego, okay. And if you look at what had happened to the world and all these, you know, global leaders and stuff, they're all operating from the ego. So it's like a power, a power thing, a power and control thing. That's the unhealthy masculine energy. Okay, so we're healing that part, but we got to be real with ourselves now, because how much anger are we still holding on to at the system? Okay, at the justice system, at the medical system, yeah, at the government itself, right? Power, control, greed. Exactly, Brian. Okay, so this is where we got to come in now, and we end up getting a perspective shift here, because yes, as fucked up as it's been, okay, with all the control and all that sort of stuff, still we've benefited from it as well. They've helped us to ascend. They've helped us to look at things differently. Government has still helped us in certain ways on our journey, as crazy as it's been. Okay, justice will be restored. Justice is karma. Remember that. Justice is karma. Yeah, so now we can slide in a perspective there as well, because we're not trying to hold on to any of that. Because these systems, okay, the amount of trauma and stuff that the government has put us under has been very, very damaging. Okay, you got that sitting on you, sitting in within your cells and all that. And then you've got all those wounds, the divine masculine wounds as well. And also, it's important for yourself, because when you go and heal those parts of you, you're unlocking parts of you. So maybe you're someone who's, and you could be a male or female, but maybe you're struggling with motivation. Okay, you don't have this drive to get up and go do things. Okay, you're flat on energy all the time. That's because your masculine energy is thrown off. You got to balance that back up now. Okay, so once you start to heal these parts of you, go through these layers, okay, you're gonna balance back up. Okay, don't be afraid to lean into the shadow. Shadows get lit around here. You are the light. There's nothing to fear. Your higher self, your spirit is guiding you. Your ancestors surround you. Your loved ones in spirit, your mum, your dad, your loved ones, your kid, everyone in spirit has your back. So when you sit there now, you set yourself sacred space with your intentions to go and face these divine masculine wounds within you. You know that you are held in so much love and light, and healing these days, healing at the moment, especially these days as the earth is shifting to a higher vibration, healing these days is like that. Whereas back in the day, okay, it'll take months, sometimes years. These days we have the ability to clear stuff, bang, like that. Okay, but I've been doing a lot of stuff on the divine masculine energies lately, and I didn't think actually I still had stuff there, but I had to be real with myself. I'm sitting there journaling and I'm real with myself. Actually, yeah, let's go back now. All right, let's go look at some things with my father then. So you'll start to see maybe there's a theme keep popping up, okay, some trigger popping up. The universe is giving you signs, okay. You can't bypass these signs. The signs are up in your face, whether it's a video, whether you're hearing people convo, whatever. The sign's going to keep coming to you. It's the nudges, it's pulls from the universe, it pulls from your spirit team, your ancestors, like, here, come on, take this now, so you can heal this part of you. Yeah. So and giving that inner child, that little version of you that went through that pain and that suffering, okay, now you bring that love in, bringing the love in, okay, nurturing you, nurturing that part of you, and be like, okay, yeah, good, it's going to be good now, because you clear that part out of you. And like I say, the more shadow that we clear, the more layers that we go through, the more layers that we heal. Okay, pardon me, I had curry just before, it was a vibe. The more layers that you heal, okay, the more light you in your body, okay. It means you merge with your spirit more, okay. You become more powerful. When I say you become more powerful, not in the egoic sense of, yeah, I'm powerful and I'm going to dominate people. No, more powerful as in, because your spirit more powerful, because these are all the things you got to look forward to. This is why you want to do the shadow work. More powerful because you walk into the room and shit gets lit. You walk into a whole building and you're helping people heal. Yeah, you're sitting there, you're playing with energy, you're doing some cool stuff. You know what I mean? You're manifesting like that. So you've been encouraged now to just go in and have a look, and just go in. Don't be afraid. You keep connect to your when you connect to your ancestors, okay? do this often. Like I wake up every day and I honor my ancestors. I connect to them. I connect to Luke, my son in spirit. I connect to my ancestors. I feel the love and I feel the connection. And the more you do this, it's the same as when we're connecting to the trees, when we're connecting to the earth, the water spirit, the fire spirit. Light a candle, connect to the fire, connect to the sun. We're connecting to all elements. We're all one. We're all one. Okay? The more that you connect, the more every day you wake up and you connect to your ancestors, you light a candle, you give them love, you honor them, the more you're going to feel their presence. And the more you're going to see that actually, yeah, they're here, they're guiding you. They're guiding you on your ascension. They're guiding you on your healing. And it's such a beautiful thing because when you walk this walk, you may feel like it's such a lonely walk. But in spirit, you are so backed up. You have spirit all around you. So much energy is around you all the time. That's why your energy is so lit. Because it's not just you, just one little human you. Dude, we are huge. We are huge light. We're huge energy. We come here at this time to shift, okay? And as spiritual workers, okay, we're here, we're doing the inner work, but also we're light workers. We're light warriors. So it's important for us to do that work because then we're helping the collective shift. We're helping a whole earth shift. Okay, I say this all the time, and it's such a beautiful thing. Okay, um, and I guess I'm going to throw this in there as well. Is you're doing spiritual work right now as well, and you may not even realize the spiritual work that you're doing. And I'm not just meaning for your own stuff. I'm talking for the collective as well. I was going to do this in a separate video, but I feel to do it now. Okay, so for example, you might be a there's different types of light workers or light warriors, or we all just have like different roles and stuff. You know, some play the role of a healer, some as a teacher. You know, others are helping others. You know, come back and help others ascend or whatever. You may be a um, a light worker that is a transmuter. Okay, so alchemy. Okay, you're an alchemist. You're learning energy. You know energy, but when you're a transmuter for the collective, it means you're the type of light worker. This is me, for example. Okay, and you may be a blend of heaps. That's one of the things that I do. The spiritual work that I do. So you're a spiritual transmuter. So that means you're going into places and you're clearing energy. So it's like you're walking around like this big pillar of light and you are called to places and you go to places and bang, you're shifting a lot of energies. Okay, I've been doing this for years, and when I first started experiencing this, I didn't even know what was going on. Okay, so some of you here in this tribe, I'm feeling there's a few of you here, okay, and drop me a comment if you can resonate, that are doing this sort of work. Okay, and the message is don't be afraid because you're doing sacred work. Your higher self is giving you your tasks to do. Your mission here is to help them make the earth green again. We're the rainbow warriors. We're here to clear it all up. We're here to make the earth unite again. Okay, we're doing that sort of work. We're pillars of light. Yeah. So if you're starting to experience different things now, because now you're leveling up and your spirit's like, okay, boom, you're ready now. We're going to give you this assignment here. For example, last night, like I said, I've been doing this for years, but last night I'm laying here in bed and I was just nearly drifting off, and then bang, I was taken to one of the local children's hospitals. Okay, I'm standing in there and I'm clearing it because a lot of energy's there and a lot of sick kids there. In fact, when Luke here was here, still here on the earth having his human experience, he was in that hospital a couple of times. This was years ago. You know, he had an injury or whatever. And so it's a children's hospital. So found myself, I was standing there last night, clearing and clearing. So you may find yourself in your meditations doing this sort of stuff, okay? With this, don't freak out, okay? It's an honor to do this sort of work. A lot of light workers that say that they're transmuters, okay, say they get really drained and tired and they end up feeling aches and pains. You do not have to hold on to the energy as you clear it. You'll understand, you'll start to see how it's going to work for you. You don't have to hold on to the energy. If you're a transmuter and you're going into places clearing, you know you're clearing. You can even see yourself clearing. Okay, you can hear the spirit coming up to you and boom, you're sending spirit home. You're clearing the energy of that land. You're clearing that space. You're clearing someone's home or whatever. You may get random call, you've got to go somewhere. You go, you follow that, you follow your guidance because you got to go, because you have to meet with someone, because that person needs your energy, because you're potent. That person needs the healing. Okay, and this is how potent it gets. You'll meet with that person to give them their healing, and then bang, you've helped that person heal a big chunk of their lineage and their human family and their tribe here. Okay, so it's very powerful. But if you're walking around and you're feeling aches and pains and you're feeling completely zapped, to know what you're doing is you're holding on to that. We don't need to hold on to that. We're doing the work, but we do it stealth, okay? Yeah, we clear. We're light warriors, man. We clear, and that's it. But when you're clearing, you're present. That's why I always teach presence, because presence is the key to everything. Presence is mastery. Presence is mastery. So when you're present, you're doing that spiritual work, you're present. When you're present, the energies are going to shift through you. You're a clearer. You're a transmuter. You're an alchemist. Okay? So that may be you. Okay? Let me know if that's you. Okay? You don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to feel those aches and pains. You don't need to walk away feeling drained and tired. It gets better. It gets easier. And you go in and you start getting mad assignments to do. It's such a beautiful thing, because you're here. You may not have like a physical job that you're doing. Maybe you're only getting a few hours here and there. And me as a healer, okay, universe gives me exactly what I need. Universe will bring me people, even, okay, and send me places, send me tasks. But majority of the work that I get is energy work, okay. And I was talking to a woman the other day, and her spirit work, and this, I used to do this back in the day as well, but that shifted, okay. This was a few years back. This woman I was talking to, she helps spirit cross over. So that might be you too, okay? You help spirit cross over. This is how she explained it. It was so cool. She's like, oh, ghosts come to me all the time. I'll just be chilling out, and then ghosts come to me, and I'm like, oh, there's a ghost in my house, and I have to send them home. I said, that's beautiful work. You're doing some good spiritual work. She buzzed out. I said, yeah, that's spiritual work. You're helping. You're helping the collective. You think about it, okay? You think about this. The amount of trauma that has happened here on the earth. And look at all the human beings on the earth. Look at all our ancestors that walked the earth. All that trauma energy, the fear, the anger, okay, the murder, all that sort of energy that remained on the earth. So you got the light warriors, the light workers, all the spiritual healers, all the spiritual um, people who are doing this work. We're here shifting that. We're clearing that. That's what I mean. This is why we have to go in and we do the inner work. So when we do the inner work and we face the divine masculine wounds, we face the divine feminine wounds. Okay, right now is a theme for the divine masculine wounds, because it's very damaging. Because when you have those wounds in the divine masculine, it blocks your sacral chakra up. That's why I got the sacral chakra frequency in the background. It blocks it right up. Brian said, we come here for this, damn straight. We come here for this 100%. But all those wounds, it blocks up your sacral chakra. This is why they brought in a lot of those religions. Like, okay, I'm not having to dig at certain religions and stuff. You guys know me, I'm spiritual. I'm half Lebanese. My father was even a Muslim, okay? To the motherfucking top, Brian. My father was a Muslim, okay? So I grew up and he tried to give me the Muslim way. I said, I ain't resonating, I ain't gonna do that. Okay, but that's just one example how the divine masculine, the unhealthy, the wounded, toxic divine masculine put the block on the woman, the divine feminine, the kundalini flow here in the sacral chakra. It's very, very damaging. Very damaging. We are the seed of life. The womb is the seed of life. You see the ankh, okay? That's the womb. This is the seed of life here. This is significant. So you look at those certain religions, for example, Muslim, those sort of religions, okay? One love to everyone. If you're Muslim here, one love to you, brother and sister. But okay, it created those blocks for that kundalini energy from our sacral chakra. It couldn't come up and rise. And then what happened? There's an imbalance in divine masculine and feminine energy. You see? How can you ascend if you're so blocked up? You see what I'm saying? So it's a very important time. So when we do the inner work, we do the shadow work, we're facing everything shadows is all getting lit. You were giving service to humanity. Okay, you may be a transmuter, like I said. Maybe you're helping spirit cross over and go back home, like I said. Okay, and the more inner work, the more inner work that you do, okay, the more spiritual tasks that you may start to receive. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's such an honor. You sleep, you go to bed at night, man, you put your heady on this pillow like that, and you're honored. You're grateful because you're playing your part for humanity. So you may be sitting there stressing out because you think like, yeah, you fled the matrix. I don't want to work a matrix job. What do I do? Actually, you're doing big stuff. You're probably even doing a lot of clearing work for the collective, a lot of transmuting work and stuff for the collective, but you don't even realize it. A lot of people do this work and they don't even realize it. They don't even know. They just think they're tripping out. You know what I mean? Thanks, Brian. One love. Alright. So, what else can I say? And just keep clearing your energies, okay? Clear your energies. Lots of energies are shifting up, not just for yourself. You're clearing these energies, but a lot of people right now. And I noticed, like, I wasn't like on the road over the weekend and that. I went on a little bit of a road trip, and man, people are tripping out a bit. I really had to. I went in towards the city, and I had an alteration with this woman, and I knew straight up, man, these energies are eating people up. So, you got to go where you're called to go. If you're called to go somewhere, just go. Because this woman, she was hectic. She ran in front of my van. Okay? I was driving up the hill and she ran. The energy is intense, Brian. She jumped in front of my van. She had a bottle in one hand. And she went to smash me, like, through the front windscreen. Her eyes were bulging. She was like, I would say she was under the influence of something. And she'd like come up to my window and raise the fist and all that, and she was just screaming and swearing, and I just looked at her like this, like that. I didn't flinch. Fuck no. Because my energy would diffuse that. And my energy diffused that. She settled down and drove off. I went and parked up, and it was only just like, I don't know, 100 meters I parked up because I was going to the store there. Okay? And I'm standing at the store. And I was just looking at something, and she walks in. And she comes up to me. Okay? And she comes up to me. And I stood my light. Because I ain't about that. And because I stood my light, you know what happened? She turned around, she said, oh no, I came to apologize. I come to apologize. Unless you want to go. You want to go? I said, no, I'm not about that. Calm and collective like this. That's it. And it was over. And I went to give her the little fist pump thing. I can see clearly that she's struggling, she's hurting, she's operating from her ego. We need people like us to stand solid in that light to help our brothers and sisters at this time. So when you do the inner work, you look around, you see people fucking hurting in our community, people that are affected on drugs, people that are addicted, people that are homeless, people that are struggling with their mental health, people that are losing loved ones and they're not even spiritual, they're hurting. It's you that's helping them. You're powerful too, bro. We're all powerful. You see? And then so she said, I don't do that. I'm Australian. And she puts her hand out and shakes my hand. And I shook her hand. And I left. And that was that. And then I went home, I had to clear my energy because her energy was so dense. And I wasn't going to bring that up because I ain't trying to bring the past. That's another video I'm going to do soon. I ain't trying to bring the past into the future. Okay? All we have is this now. Watch how the mind will try to pull you to the past when you're healing the divine masculine wounds. You're cruising along, okay? And your mind keeps telling you, oh, my father wasn't there. Yeah, maybe if my father wasn't there, maybe I wouldn't have gone through this sexual trauma. Oh yeah, if whatever. Watch how the mind is doing all that. Watch how the mind will keep trying to pull you backwards. Yesterday is done. Like, what did you do just like before you watched this video? It's finished. It doesn't even exist anymore. And like the next 5 minutes later doesn't even exist. All we have is here, in this now moment. There's our subconscious mind, and it's our cells that's still holding on to, and it's our mental body. Check this. Your sacral chakra, okay? Your womb space, your sacral chakra, orange in color. This is a very powerful place. Very, very powerful place, okay? And connected to this area here is your mental body, okay? So when we go through traumas and stuff, okay, you having all the energy, okay, you may have lingering energy, thought forms from certain traumas. This is why I don't believe in schizophrenia, okay? It's rubbish. It's just matrix nonsense to give you a label and slap you on medication so you don't ascend. That's my opinion, okay? So then to clear the mental body, we go in and we do the inner work, we do the shadow work. Because we go through severe trauma as a child, not just from divine masculine, but from the feminine as well. We go through those severe traumas. Especially sexual trauma is it's the worst trauma you can go through. Sexual trauma as a kid is the worst trauma, it's the most severe. It really splits you, okay? It splits your mind. It's very traumatic. It can put holes in your aura and everything. So when we're healing parts of us, okay, we're healing the womb space. You're going to start to integrate, okay? and you stop hearing all these different thought forms. It's not schizophrenia. All these different thought forms is just bits of you that are split off through trauma. But as you heal and you stay present and you face it, you face those traumas, okay, you integrate. So all of your light, your spirit, you integrate. You become whole. It's not that you're not whole, you're already whole, but you integrate your soul. You see what I'm saying? Hi, Cosmic Detective. Good to see you here. How you doing? You see, it's really super important. Super important. So, the work that you're doing, you think, oh, nah, you're struggling because you're isolated and you're alone. You're isolated and you're alone, so you can do God's work. We're the Rainbow Warriors. We didn't come here to fit in with the crowd. We come here to walk the path of the leader. We are the leaders of the golden era. We're the leaders of the new earth. Okay? We do the inner work and we lead by example. And then we can teach people the path of purity. So when someone comes up to you and wants to go you're going to stand in your mastery. You're going to stand in your light. When people are operating out of their ego, okay, you don't need to act that way anymore. You don't need to feed their ego anymore, because they're not going to have anger in you, because you've healed those parts of you. You've healed the inner child. Yeah? You've healed the inner child. You're able to understand now that, yeah, maybe my father, he went through some fucked up shit. Yeah, maybe my mum, she went through that too. And everyone was traumatized and damaged and acted unconsciously. And then they projected their wounding onto me. But I walked around all my life feeling like a victim. No, you're not a victim. You just had other people's stuff projected onto you. Now your ego made you feel like a victim. Now you're holding on to all this stuff from the past. And it's like, we don't have to hold on to any of it anymore. We can just let it all go. Let it just slide off your back. You're very welcome, Cosmic Detective. Thank you. Hi, Laurie. Good to see you, sister. I hope you healed from the Lyme. While you're here, sis, okay, Lyme disease, I've been coming across a lot of good stuff for Lyme disease, and if anyone here needs treatment with that, or know people who do, look into Pau D'Arco tea. Pau D'Arco tea is very potent, okay, very potent for the Lyme. Diana is your name. Hi, Diana. Cool name. I won't say Princess Diana, I'll say Goddess Diana. And Laurie, you don't fit in. But a lot of us don't fit in because we weren't supposed to fit into that matrix mold. We advanced souls, we old ass souls, we fossil ass souls. I like that. We're fossil souls. We come here for this shift. We ain't trying to blend in. You're very welcome. And look into wormwood as well, Artemisian. Wormwood is very good for the Lyme disease too, okay? And with Lyme disease and any other sort of parasitic infections like that, you got to bust through the biofilm, okay? You got to bust through the biofilm to be able to get to the parasite, okay? So if you haven't already, look into biofilm, okay? Diana is a 9 life path number, is 9. Well, that's it. You're a leader. You're a leader. And that's it. Old soul's here for the biggest job. You know it, brother. That's the thing. And we all just, you guys already know this. You guys are already onto it. Why do you think the universe isolated you from everyone else? Why do you think you were given the most brutal lessons so you can be stripped back, so you can be knocked down, stripped back to purity? That's what I'm saying. Okay? You get stripped back to purity. And then we do that, and then we help others. We lead the path. We glow up the path for others to walk that path of righteousness. Because the earth is shifting. You look around. Look how many light workers are now playing their part. You know? Diana says super fucking brutal, yes. Right? The sexual trauma, the physical abuse, the psychological abuse, dealing with those shiesty governments, spiritual abuse. Man, you name it. All that. dealing with, you know, lack of money, all these sort of things. But we're here for the unpack. We're clearing all of that. We're healing us, we're healing our ancestors. It's such a sacred walk. So when you sit there and you feel like you're still clearing stuff, okay? You're clearing stuff and it feels brutal. These energies here coming in and you're like, shit, I got these divine masculine wounds. I can't run from it anymore. I need to heal this shit. Susie's talking about it here. That's even another nudge from the universe. I've been getting nudges, but I've been trying to run from it. You can't run anymore. It's here in your grill. You can't run. It needs to be sorted. It needs to be faced. Everything that you've been through, all the traumas, all of that you've been through, okay, it only affected you because it's the ego, it's the mind, it's the human you, but your spirit is untouchable. Nothing can affect your spirit. Remember that. Your spirit is energy, it's light, it's pure. More people are fleeing the matrix now because they're realizing that. Well, actually, I don't got to be part of that matrix 9 to 5 business because I'm spirit, I'm energy, I'm a transmuter, I'm an alchemist, I'm a manifester. I got everything that I need. Universe, this is what I need. Please hook me up. Oh, universe, I got to heal this divine masculine energy in me now because I feel the universe giving me all these signs. It's time to face those shadows now. I got to go and face my childhood and look at my father wounds. Well, help me, please help me bring the right people on my path to trigger me, to help me realize what it is that I need. Please give me the messages in my dream. Drop it to a meditation. Divine Creator, universe, please show me what I need to see in my meditation. You sit there, you zen out. Then get in your head, oh no, it's not coming, whatever. No, just be. Zen out. Sit there. Nothing comes to you good. It's not meant to come to you right now. Maybe it's going to come to you in your dream. Maybe it's going to be a realization tomorrow morning when you're making your scrambled eggs. Maybe you're at the gym pumping and you're like, hey, shit, that's what's up. Perspective shift right there. See what I'm saying? So just go with it. Go with the flow. Okay? Bryant, this is life healing. Well, that's what it's about, my beautiful friend. Being very cautious with who I listen to and follow. All the light and love and expensive workshops or sessions over it. Don't yeah, well, you're onto it. You get to that point on your journey where you start to realize it's all nonsense. You just need a guide sometimes, you know. I'm happy to guide y'all, man. I love you guys so much. You guys are my tribe. We don't need to be blood related. We soul connected, what I'm saying. You know? And Laurie says, yep, the establishment is trying to break me right now. I'm muddling through, fighting through it. The establishment, the government, the medical system, it's all corrupt. Yeah, I'm guiding you guys here. Do the best I can. Thanks, Brian. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to your mom. Yeah, I'll call myself a mentor or a guide. You know, not a fan of labels, but, you know, I do what I can. I feel honoured to be able to help my brothers and sisters. I know what it's like to be knocked down on my ass. I know what it's like to suffer. I went through the childhood traumas. I got snapped apart as a kid, let alone losing my son a few years ago, my only child, to suicide, let alone dealing with that justice system, there's governments, all of it. Shit, I learned to rebuild myself. I'm still rebuilding myself. You know? I put pieces of me back together and then I deliver that to y'all. I'll be like, bang, this is how I pull myself back together with this. Bang, this is how I'm ascending. Bang, this is how I'm receiving guidance. Bang, this is how I'm clearing my aura. Bang, this is what I'm doing. I'm sitting in my bed tonight. I'm just zenning out. No shit, I'm going to put some love out. Because that's what I'm here to do. But make sure you put yourself first. Don't get caught up in this spiritual community that says, oh, you got to give and do this. And also bear this in mind. There's a lot of nonsense out there in the spiritual community. They tell you these guides are coming through, guiding you, tell you this and all that. There's a couple out there in particular. Okay, I come across their viewings a long time ago. They're misleading a lot of people. The guide said this, we've got to do this now, boom, boom, boom. Actually, no one tells you what to do. You're a God, sovereign, free. No one comes and tells you, walks into your life, walks into your sacred space in your door here, energetically or physically, and tells you what to do, where to go, what to be. You do you. Your intuition is on fleek. You don't need anyone telling you what to do. If there's guidance out there that's been offered, you have a choice. Tap in. Use discernment. Use your intuition. Use your intuition. Okay? Thank you, guys. Okay? So there's a lot of nonsense out there. So try not to fall for that sort of stuff. There's a lot of people out there, like I said, they're just wounded. They're operating from the ego. I think we've all fallen into those traps before. Yeah, tap in. You tap in. When you're talking to people, now practice face to face. Connect with my energy. You're learning to use your spiritual abilities. You're learning to communicate energetically. We sit here, I know, like, we can sit here and we can telepathically communicate. I've done it with someone here on the chat before. We communicated telepathically. We can do all this sort of stuff. We don't need to pick up the phone. We can sit there in meditation, connect with anyone here on our tribe. I can sit here later and connect with Brian telepathically, right? I can sit here and connect with Laurie telepathically. We can connect that way. We're so powerful. We're not this physical us. This physical us is just our human meat suit. Okay? Laurie, we need more of us. I love you guys so much. You see? That's why it's so important to do the inner work, to do the shadow work. Okay? No one wants to get on the phone. Very strange. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, good. I don't know. These phones and all this social media and stuff, it was just all part of these matrix agendas to separate people more and more. Because there's no real connection that way. Yes, we're connected now and I'm grateful for this technology, how we're connecting. But when it comes to like Facebook and Insta Snappy chatting, all this sort of stuff, I'm not a vibe of. I've never really played around with that stuff, right? It's like people are disconnected. When I went to the city just like over the weekend, I went for a road trip and stuff and I had to cruise into the city. So I left my car at one place and I jumped onto the public train. I thought, yeah, this is a vibe. I'm going to get on the train. This was the day after this woman tried to abuse me. And I'm like, well, I'm in the hood. I was like, fuck, I love the hood, man. It's like, it's a vibe. I live pretty lush these days. But yeah, I grew up in the hood. It was pretty rough. There's hoods everywhere. It's just low vibrating energy. So when you go to certain places that are dense like that, people are hurting more. They haven't tapped into their spiritual power. All they know is the ego. All they know is the trauma and the pain and the addictions. So yeah, I'm cruising and I'm on the train there. I'm sitting on the train. I look to the left and then I look to the right. And I tell you now, everyone except for maybe two old men, boom. Everyone's scrolling and no one even lifted their head or nothing. Everyone's just boom. I'm like, shit. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You know? My BFF was from England and my ex too. Yeah, England, wow. England's actually a very powerful place, like energetic wise. It's like the heart chakra of the earth. You know, the earth has different chakra systems, right? So just in Australia, we have a sacred place called Uluru. Okay, Uluru is a power hub in Australia. It's the solar chakra. Yeah, in upper abdomen, yellow in color. It's the solar chakra of the earth in Uluru. So whenever I sit there and I meditate, sometimes I'm going to bring some energy into my solar chakra and do some good ass healing. I connect to the solar chakra there. So you can connect when you're doing the shadow work, when you're doing the chakra work, connect to the chakra systems of the earth. This is how fucking powerful we are. Like, I never read a book to learn all this. I learned all this because the universe said, boom, I'm going to take Luke now. Time for Luke to return back home. You're going to navigate your ass through the dark night of soul. I was like, well, give me that then. I'm going to take it then. Shit, isolated myself in the country for a couple of years. Yeah, got away from all old ass energies and shadows got lit. I still sit in isolation, man. I love my own energy. I walk around, I sing. Actually, I talk to myself. I had a laugh to my nan the other night because I'm like, bro, this is me how I talk to my ancestors. I'm like, bruh. Even my nan and that. I'm like, because Nan used to talk to herself. And I'm like, this is me to Nan the other night. I was like, bruh. I see what it's like now. I used to talk to yourself. Because you live on your own for so long. You just talk to yourself. I entertain myself. I sing and dance around the house. I just hold my own and do my thing. But it's been so beautiful. The isolation side of things has been so beautiful. Because I was able to just be real with myself and face everything. And just connect deeper. Such a beautiful thing. So you connect, just keep connecting. You see, you go heal. See, we're all bloody weirdos all together. They call us the weird ones. Well, here we are, you know, just cruising along, doing our energy stuff and just chanting to ourselves and just living our greatest existence, you know, because the thing is, it's all about perspective. You know, We don't need to be. And you guys, you know, you're a high vibe. You aren't at the pub and doing all Matrix type things and stuff. You're sitting there and it's like the evening, you know, it's like Friday night. Real nose rule for sure. Tree talker, that's us. We hug the trees. Even my mum still laughs at me. My mum these days, she even goes up to the trees now. She's like, "Oh, Susie, I can feel the energy." I'm like, "Yeah, man, good." And I'm like, I'm looking at her, I'm thinking, "Yeah, man, that's awesome. You better soak that energy in, mum." You know? But it's like people look at us, we're the weird ones. You know, we hug the trees and it's like, who cares? If you're still worried what people think, nah, get in, tap inward. You're big. You are big, potent energy. So we go and heal those divine masculine energy, all the wounding that we that happened to us from the divine masculine, all those wounds, we face them because no one has authority over us. No father figure had authority over us, whether you went through the abuse, the abandonment wounds, the sexual trauma, even the spiritual abuse, even these, you know, these power control governments and stuff, they don't have power over us. Do you realize how big you are? Like, you are big. Place your hand on your heart right now and activate. You are big energy. Know your energy. Know your energy. You are big. You are potent. And later on, that's gonna hit you. It's gonna smack you. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, shit, I am big energy. And all this nonsense I've been worrying about, this matrix and all this nonsense because everyone's pulling me down this fear zone and all that. It's nothing. It's got nothing on you. Nothing can break you. Nothing can shake you. Your spirit cannot be broken. Okay, remember that. Remember that. Okay. Cosmic, Dana says, with 2 cats that showed up at my door. Oh, you had 2 cats show up at your door? I've busted 2 TVs in the past 3 months with my vibe. No more TVs. Yeah, well, when I started my YouTube channel, but not this one because this is the second one because of all that nonsense, censorship and stuff. On my first channel, one of my early videos on it was me with a baseball bat smashing the TV because I haven't had a TV for years. I think it's rubbish. So this person across the street threw the TV out and they put it on the. Do you remember that, Brian? They put it on the curb. One love to Brian because he's been here from the start, been here for like over 2 years. I love you, brother. You're a fucking vibe. So they put the TV out on the curb, and in my head, I'm like, oh, damn. This is around the time when I was doing a lot of protesting and stuff for the freedom movements and stuff. And, yeah, they put the TV out on the curb, and I thought, man, I had this mad concept. I'm going to smash it and put a message out. And so, like, I got the baseball bat, and I filmed it, and I smashed it. I'm like, they did not once televise this shift. And I smashing it. Man, it felt so liberating. It felt so good. Finished filming later on. I look up and I just like blood on my hands and stuff. I felt like a real rebel. I'm talking to my ancestors and Luke, like, yeah, that's what is up. So TVs can get smashed as far as I'm concerned. Love you too, Brian. All right, my beautiful friend. So keep doing the inner work, okay? I hope this has been very healing for you. I hope this has given you a bit of extra energy to, you know, continue pushing through whatever you're navigating now. Be present with it. Dana says, I quit my career in 2020 for freedom. Yeah, good. Good. Stay free. We're God's sovereign free. If you're confused right now with what to do, just surrender. You know you got a pull to help humanity. You know you got to be given service in some way or another. But like I said earlier, if you've only jumped on, watch the rest of the start of the video later on. We're going to talk about your spiritual work, okay? You may be a transmuter, maybe you're helping spirit cross over back to the spirit realm or whatever. Maybe that's just the sort of work that you're doing now, okay? Sometimes we just don't know where we fit anymore in the matrix, and that's okay because you're not supposed to be part of that matrix, okay? You're going to start to give service in other ways, okay? And the typical healer, okay? You guys are healers because you heal yourself and now you help others heal. You're a leader. You lead the way. You light up. You illuminate the path for others. Okay, it doesn't have to be a particular way. Remember, we're in a new energy now. Things are different now. Okay, you're going to start to see different things come to the surface. Healers are doing different things, activating people in different ways and stuff. So remember, we're in a new energy. So things are going to be so different. It's amazing. Amazing. One love, this was a gift. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are very welcome. I love you guys so much. Laurie says, I did that in 2009, best thing I ever did. Oh, cool. All right, my beautiful friends. Good to see you guys, and I'll be back real soon. Lots of love to you guys. Stay blessed, stay loved, and remember, we're going to the motherfucking top. One love.